The notification popped up on my phone during a board meeting. Your brother is live on Twitch. I almost ignored it. Marcus had been streaming for 3 years, building his audience with a mix of gaming content and what he called real talk sessions. I'd supported him quietly, watching when I could, dropping donations under anonymous usernames. He didn't know, of course. There was too much between us for that kind of direct support. But something made me click the notification. Maybe it was the stress of the acquisition meeting I'd just finished, or maybe it was that sixth sense you develop about family, the one that tells you when something's about to go sideways. His face filled my phone screen. That cocky smile I remembered from childhood, now framed by expensive LED lights and a backdrop of gaming posters. The viewer count in the corner read 47,832. He'd grown. And that's the thing about family, chat, he was saying, leaning back in his gaming chair. They think they know you, but they don't. Like, take my sister, for example. My finger hovered over the close button. I should have pressed it. She works at some tech company, right? Basic office job. And every family dinner, every holiday, she acts like she's Steve fucking Jobs because she wears a blazer and has a LinkedIn. He laughed, running a hand through his perfectly styled hair. Meanwhile, I'm out here building an empire. 50,000 of you beautiful people watching right now. Sponsors lined up. But to her, I'm still just playing video games in my room. The chat exploded with messages, scrolling too fast to read. Emotes, LOLs, savage, repeated over and over. The donation alerts were pinging constantly. $5 here, $20 there. Someone named XXGamerboyXX dropped $100 with the message, tell us more about your sister. Marcus's eyes lit up the way they always did when money started flowing. Oh, you want the tea about Serena? Buckle up, chat. This is going to be good. I muted my phone and quietly excused myself from the conference room. My CFO raised an eyebrow, but I waved him off. The acquisition could wait 5 minutes. In the privacy of my office, I unmuted the stream. Marcus was in full performance mode now. So growing up, Serena was the golden child. Straight A's, full scholarship to college, the whole deal. Our parents were so proud. Why can't you be more like your sister? He pitched his voice high, mimicking our mother. Meanwhile, I'm failing math because I'm up all night learning video editing, teaching myself streaming software, building what would become this community. I sank into my desk chair. We remembered our childhood very differently. She graduates, gets her fancy computer science degree, and immediately starts acting like she's better than everyone. Gets some entry-level coding job, and suddenly she's too good for family game night. Too busy for her little brother who's just wasting his life online. Entry-level. I almost laughed. If only he knew. But here's the kicker, chat. Last Christmas, she has the audacity to give me a lecture about financial planning. Financial planning. He slapped his desk for emphasis. This is after I'd just signed a deal with NordVPN. Like, sis, I made more from that one sponsorship than you make in 3 months. The donations kept coming. XXGamerboyXX dropped another $100. Your sister sounds jealous, bro. Exactly. Marcus pointed at the camera like he was pointing at XXGamerboyXX directly. She's jealous. She spent all those years following the traditional path, doing what society told her to do. And for what? Some mediocre office job, where she probably spends half her day in pointless meetings. I glanced at the acquisition paperwork on my desk. $300 million. Not bad for pointless meetings. And the worst part, hold on, let me pull up her LinkedIn. My stomach dropped as my professional headshot appeared on his screen. I'd spent good money on that photo, trying to look approachable but authoritative. According to my brother, I just looked constipated. Look at this bio. Passionate about leveraging technology to create meaningful connections in the digital age. What does that even mean? It's just corporate buzzword soup. Meanwhile, I actually create meaningful connections. 50,000 of them, watching right now. He'd blurt out my company name and title, at least. Some remnant of discretion, or maybe just avoiding potential legal issues. But wait, it gets better. She lists her job as Senior Technical Consultant at some company nobody's heard of. Senior Technical Consultant. He said it like it was a disease. Fancy title for someone who probably fixes printers and resets passwords. Mega Gamer 2020 donated $500. Roast her king crown. Marcus's eyes widened at the donation. Mega, you absolute legend. You know what? For that, I'll tell you the best part. Last month, she tried to give me advice about my stream. My stream. Said I should diversify my content and build sustainable revenue streams. This coming from someone who's been at the same dead-end job for 5 years. 7 years, actually. 7 years building a company from a dorm room startup to one of the fastest-growing tech firms in the country. But who is counting? She actually said, and I quote, "What happens when streaming isn't popular anymore?" Can you believe that? She thinks this is just a trend. Like I haven't built a brand, a business, a whole ecosystem. She still sees me as her screw-up little brother playing games. The chat was loving it. The viewer count had climbed to 52,000. #FailedDaughter was trending in the sidebar. You know what the saddest part is? His voice dropped, fake sincerity creeping in. I think she really believes she's successful. She bought a Tesla last year, probably leased, let's be real, and acted like she'd made it. Meanwhile, I bought a house. Cash. But I don't brag about it at family dinners. You literally just bragged about it to 50,000 strangers, I thought. She's everything wrong with our generation, he continued. Bought into the corporate lie. Thinks a stable paycheck and a 401k means she's winning at life. No vision, no ambition, just mediocrity dressed up in business casual. Streamer Supreme dropped $1,000. Your sister needs a reality check. Marcus nearly fell out of his chair. Streamer Supreme. Dude, thank you. You know what? You're right. Maybe I should invite her on stream. Let her see what real success looks like. What do you think, chat? Should we get FailedDaughter on here? The chat exploded with yes, and do it, and various emotes I didn't recognize. My phone buzzed with texts from my assistant, wondering if I was coming back to the meeting. I ignored them. The thing is, Marcus leaned into the camera, his voice taking on that fake motivational speaker tone he'd perfected. This is why I stream. To show people there's another way. You don't have to follow the path society lays out. You don't have to be like my sister, trapped in some corporate prison, living for the weekend. CryptoKing420 donated $2,000. Preach. Fire, fire, fire. Crypto King. My man. See, this is what I'm talking about. This community gets it. We're building something here. Not just entertainment, a movement. A whole new way of thinking about work, about success, about life. I pulled up my anonymous account. The one I'd used to donate to his stream over the years. Small amounts, usually. Enough to help but not enough to be noticed. My finger hovered over the donation button. And look, I don't hate my sister, Marcus said, putting on his serious face. I just feel sorry for her. She had all this potential, and she wasted it on the safe choice. The boring choice. She could have been somebody. That did it. I typed in the amount, $10,000. The maximum single donation allowed on the platform. My username, Anonymous Boss, would stand out now. She thinks she knows better because she's older, because she went to college, because she has her little job with her little title and her little, holy shit. The donation alert exploded across his screen, accompanied by air horns and flashing lights. The chat went absolutely nuclear. Marcus's face went through several expressions in rapid succession. Shock, joy, confusion, greed. Anonymous. Boss. $10,000? Are you serious right now? Is this real? I typed my message carefully. Love the stream, Marcus. Quick question. What company does your sister work for? The name you blurred out. He was still stuttering, his usual smooth persona completely shattered. I don't think I should say, privacy and... I sent another $10,000. The stream nearly crashed from the explosion of reactions. Marcus looked like he might faint. 20,000. Anonymous boss, I can't. My message appeared on screen. You were saying something about corporate buzzwords? About meaningless titles? Please continue. I'm fascinated. His face had gone pale. The chat was spinning theories. Was this Elon Musk? Some crypto millionaire? A Saudi prince? I sent one more donation. Another $10,000. Because here's the thing, Marcus, my message read. Your sister? The one with the mediocre office job? The failed daughter? She's the founder and CEO of Technova Industries. The company that just acquired Streamflow, the platform management company that handles your sponsorships. The chat exploded. Someone had already pulled up Technova's website, confirming that the CEO was one Serena Williams, age 29, named to Forbes 30 under 33 years running. By the way, I typed, I've really enjoyed being your stream's biggest donor for the past 2 years. All those anonymous donations that kept you going during the tough months? That was your failed sister. Supporting you. believing in you, even when you talked shit about me to our parents. Marcus's mouth was opening and closing like a fish. No sound came out. Oh, and that NordVPN deal you're so proud of? I'm friends with their CMO. Put in a good word for you. You're welcome. The viewer count was climbing past 75,000. Hashtag failed daughter was now trending worldwide, but the context had shifted dramatically. One last thing, I typed. Remember that advice about diversifying revenue streams? Might want to take it. Streamflow is undergoing some restructuring next quarter. Just a heads up from your failed sister, who definitely doesn't know anything about business. I sent one final donation, $5,000 this time, bringing the total to $35,000. The message simply read, "See you at Sunday dinner. I'll bring dessert." Then I closed the stream and blocked the app. My phone immediately exploded with notifications, but I set it to silent and returned to the conference room. Sorry about that, I said, settling back into my chair. Family emergency. Now, where were we with the acquisition terms? My CFO looked at his phone, then at me, then back at his phone. Serena? You might want to check Twitter. Later, I said. We have a company to buy. But I couldn't hide my smile. $35,000 was a lot of money, but honestly, seeing Marcus's face when he realized his failed sister had been his guardian angel all along? Priceless. The meeting continued for another hour. By the time we finished, my assistant had fielded dozens of calls from reporters, my mother had left 17 voicemails, and Marcus had sent exactly one text. I'm sorry. I didn't respond. Not yet. Let him sweat it out for a while. Wonder if his biggest sponsor was going to disappear, if his platform management was in jeopardy, if his sister, who he'd publicly humiliated, might use her position to make his life difficult. I wouldn't, of course. Despite everything, he was still my little brother. But he didn't need to know that yet. That evening, I finally checked Twitter. The clip of Marcus's face when I revealed who I was had gone viral. Someone had set it to music. Multiple music tracks, actually. The memes were everywhere. My favorite was a split screen. Marcus calling me a failed daughter on one side, my Forbes cover on the other. The caption read, "Failure looks different these days." I scrolled through the responses. Thousands of people sharing their own stories of being underestimated by family, of choosing unconventional paths, of quiet success versus loud mediocrity. Then I saw Marcus's tweet, posted an hour ago. I fucked up. My sister at Serena Williams is amazing, and I'm an idiot. Full apology video tomorrow. Also, she's right. Diversifying revenue streams starting now. Anyone need a humble streamer who just learned a very public lesson? The replies were brutal but fair. He was getting roasted harder than he'd ever roasted me. My phone rang. Mom. Serena Michelle Williams, she started, and I knew I was in for it. Did you really donate $35,000 just to make a point? Yes. There was a long pause. Then unexpectedly she laughed. Good. Maybe now he'll stop talking through dinner. Do you know how tired I am of hearing about subscriber counts while I'm trying to eat? Mom, you could have told us, about your company. About how well you're doing. I tried. Remember last Thanksgiving? I mentioned the Forbes article and Marcus changed the subject to his streaming analytics. Fair point. She sighed. You're both coming to dinner Sunday? I'll be there. And you'll be nice? I'm always nice. Serena. I'll be nice, Mom. Good. And bring that fancy dessert from the place downtown. The one with the gold flakes. The one that costs. You just spent $35,000 on pettiness, sweetheart. You can afford a nice cake. She had a point. After we hung up, I sat in my empty office, city lights twinkling beyond the floor-to-ceiling windows. My phone was still buzzing with notifications, interview requests, meme tags. The business world would be talking about this for weeks. Worth it? Absolutely. But the best part came later that night, a text from an unknown number. Hi, this is Jenny, Marcus's girlfriend. Just wanted to say thank you. He's been impossible lately with the ego trips. This was the reality check he needed. P.S. I'm a huge fan of Technova. You're kind of my hero. I smiled and pulled up Marcus's stream. He was live again, viewer count at 103,000. The title had changed. My sister is a CEO and I'm an asshole. Let's talk. Maybe there was hope for him yet. I created another anonymous account. This time, when I donated, it was just $50. The message read, "Proud of you for owning it. S. His eyes flicked to the donation, and for the first time in years, I saw my little brother smile. Really smile, not his stream persona, and say, "Thanks, sis." The chat exploded again, but I was already closing the app. I had work to do. After all, someone had to keep being successful enough to fund his streaming career. Even if I was just a failed daughter with a mediocre office job.